old school classic. Oh shit, LJN. This will be their first appearance on the channel. Should be some more coming soon. They're not even on the package. Ooh, blast from the past. Oh shit, there he is. And yeah, we're gonna talk about the 2021 film, Let There Be Cringe. Damn, Black Cat, we still haven't gotten her in a movie. They did a show with Cloak and Dagger. Damn, she fine. Oh shit, Morbius. It's Morbin time. Oh shit, I forgot he was in this game. Nice. Deathclaw. Wasn't he in Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or some shit? I never watched that. Oh, there she is. Shriek. Looking like Domino. Looking better than the movie. And Doppelganger. Dude, I used to love Doppelganger. Tell it to Queen Doppelpopulus. Never heard of that dude. Classic game I used to rent a lot back in the day. Notoriously hard as well. Oh shit, this is so cool. I love that they just put like comic panels. Man, they really fucked up Carnage, dude. But yeah, before that, directed by Andy Serkis, which I'd forgotten about. Doesn't bode too well for the Gollum movie, but I think most of the blame lies at this fucking writer. What's her name? Kelly Marcel or some shit. Yeah, Kelly Marcel. She directed the third one, and so I have some more shit to look forward to. But yeah, I was thinking. So she wrote that fucking pedo Hanks movie, Tom Hanks, the one about Mary Poppins. And I guess that got her work. She fucking wrote 50 Shades of Grey, and when they do the reboot, it'll be gay, or the third one. And then of course she wrote this shit and the new Venom. You know, back in the day, a director would like have a passion for a superhero character and want to bring them to screen. And oh shit, damn, this is way better than what happens in the movie. But yeah, the only reason I think you would hire someone like Kelly Marcel to write a Venom movie is because you're trying to tick off some DEI boxes. Grr. But yeah, right from the opening when they show them in the orphanage together, and it's weird because it's like, I think it's Woody Harrelson's voice dubbed over the actor that they got to play the young version. And I guess the studio's mostly to blame, right? Because they hired her, and then they also wanted a diversity casting for Shriek. Kind of like they did with Domino, huh? If you have any kind of weird colored skin, white skin or blue skin, and like clear white, you know, not white, they're gonna turn you black. Or if you're a redhead. This game's fucked up. So yeah, they're in the orphanage together, but it's like a fucking prison for some reason. Where's my jump kick? How do you swing? Oh, turn around. Getting beat up by gambits. Okay, you can dash. Oh yeah, cherry tackle. How you grab? Okay, you run into it. Yeah, I've been a little under the weather, but I wanted to finally talk about this shit. And yeah, they're like talking to each other through the walls and shit. And it's like just so cringy and like. So they're the younger version, so it doesn't seem as weird. But like, dude, the chicks that's the older Shriek. I mean, I know they make her look, try and make her look uglier, but like seriously. Although for Woody Harrelson, I feel like it's believable that he would be with a black chick. But yeah, anyway, so they oh shit, they like are taking her away to. Is it Ravencroft? Whoa. B jumps. Pretty acrobatic. Oh shit. And then yeah, they take her away and she's like in the back of this paddy wagon. And she says this stupid line. I was gonna make a list of all the stupid cringy lines in the movie, but there's too many. But she goes, any last words? And she fucking screams at him. That's her power. It doesn't make sense that she would be in just a regular ass orphanage. Technically. Because it's not like she committed any crime to be there. Although Cletus did, which doesn't make sense why he would be in a normal ass orphanage either. But like, if she had powers like that, I know there's no X-Men, but they would have like, in any sort of universe, they would have like had her locked up or some shit. In like a real cell or whatever, which is what happens to her eventually. And the cop that she like screams at like ends up being a main character, or a side character that helps Venom later on. It's the guy, I'd recognize him. He does like a funny, he's doing a weird funny New York accent, but like I knew he was like English or some shit. And I looked it up and I was like, oh yeah, he was Tommy in Snatch, one of my favorite movies. Where what's his face? Statham's like, hurry before the Germans get here. I always love that running joke. But yeah, this fucking writer dude, like, okay, she has the love story with Shriek and Woody, but she basically tried to write Venom and Tom Hardy as like a couple. And it's very obvious when they hit you over the head with the fucking gay nightclub scene. I guess it makes sense because it's San Francisco, but like, it makes sense in the universe. But like, it's obvious why it's in the movie. Stupid bitch. But yeah, after that, Venom and Tom Hardy are like in the police station, and they're like, you know, talking to each other. I don't really like, I think I said it in the first movie, how like, I don't really like how his head comes out. Oh shit. Attacked by Pogs, my dream. But speaking of it, yeah, when they're in the bathroom talking to each other, there's like a hot redhead in the other stall. I guess he walked into the women's restroom or some shit. Cause the cop is like trying to get him to like help him with the Cletus Cassidy case. Which I read that name was made by Stan Lee. on, Cletus. And then, yeah, they come out of the bathroom and they're like, they agree to help him, but he's like, you don't deserve, Tom Hardy tells him, you don't deserve nice things. And Venom's like, you him. Yeah, Venom and his voice in this one is like, I think it got more annoying just because he's so bitchy in the movie at a certain point. And he does have some funny moments, but like that's another issue with the movie, is just that they lean way too hard into comedy. It takes away the balls of Venom, and you're already taking the balls away from Carnage by giving him this stupid love story and like this stupid backstory. Well, C does the webs. How do you swing? Oh yeah, when they were arguing in the bathroom, there's also kind of a funny sort of running joke where they try and get on the same page about the title Lethal Protector, which is cool. I love that comic. But he said, we will protect this city lethally. And then yeah, he meets up with Cletus Cassidy, and I don't like how they did Woody Howe's but yeah, so he agrees to talk to Woody Harrelson, and they have a scene together in the jail, the Hannibal Lecter jail or whatever. And they changed his hair, dude. It's like this weird, normal looking haircut. Like I remember after the first movie came out, there was a lot of like people talking shit about how that wig looked. But I prefer that wig over what the fuck we got in this movie. Ugly ass thing. Ugly ass toupee. But anyway, he like wants him to print some bullshit message to his chick in the newspaper, and he'll give him drip him info on the killings or where he hid the bodies and shit. They never actually say what he did, just that he killed some people. Well, okay, they do say he killed a few people in particular, but like none about like his adult killings, basically, which, you know, further negates his intimidation factor. But I mean, Woody Harrelson's great, so he does his best with it. I don't know how hard it was just to do Natural Born Killers with Venom. And she had to make this fucking sappy, not even bromance, because it's even more than that. They need each other. They need to be inside each other. But yeah. But anyway, when he goes there, Venom, he like takes a mental snapshot of like a dumbass he wrote, like where he hid the bodies and shit, but he drew them like on the walls and shit, and like through having that, Venom's able to like draw it on a piece of paper and shit, and they have like a kind of a little annoying back and forth in his apartment and shit. But yeah, so because of that, they find the bodies, and Woody's all pissed that he finally, not that he got caught, he's already caught. What is he pissed about? That they're gonna expedite his killing or some shit? Why was he not already put down anyway? It doesn't make any sense, but oh yeah, so when he's interviewing, he gives him his little backstory and shit, and it's like this stupid little animation where they draw Cletus like he's fucking Bart Simpson or some shit, and he like pushed his grandma down the stairs and threw a hair dryer in the bathtub, and his dad almost killed him. He was beating him. It's like that part from Ren and Stimpy or whatever that they always talk about, where the creator was like self-inserting himself as a little kid getting terrorized by his dad. But in the animation, it's like this big, like, thick-necked military dude, and he's like choking the kid and shit. That's what it looked like, basically. But yeah, and then later on, you find out what's even more cringy is like why he did that shit, and it also tries to like make him sympathetic, which is so stupid. That's some leftist shit. Oh yeah, you get some shots of Venom, like, I was about to say swing. It's fucked up because he doesn't swing. I hate that, dude. I always loved how in the cartoon, like, he had the little white spot on the top of his wrist, and it would make the webs come out and shit. He never uses webs in this shit. And obviously he doesn't have the spider, so like I said in the first one, I just don't think he looks as cool as he really could. But yeah, he like jumps around and like on the sides of buildings and shit, like Hulk. It's stupid. And they show the Asian lady again who pops up later. They try and make it funny, but it's like it's not written very well, and it's not clever. So they're just like really just trying to make it like a comedy. It's like the tone of all the scenes are just silly. Oh yeah, and there's a stupid part that I hate where Venom's like, in the morning he's like singing that Let's Call the Whole Thing Off song, and he's like using all his arms and shit. He doesn't even use the arms as like webs. Like, at least if they did that. His black tentacles and shit. But he's like cooking, and it's just a really annoying scene. When he gets like a little postcard from Woody Harrelson, he wants him to be there at his execution and shit. And Venom has like some stupid voiceovers, like, I forget exactly what it says, but it's like, oh, he's crazy or nut job or whatever. It's like, I don't know, they make Venom so like stupid. There's nothing tough or like intimidating, or there's no sense of malevolence to his voice at all. He's just a fucking good guy. It's stupid. But anyway, yeah, they have a scene where Tom Hardy meets him before he's about to get executed, Woody. And it's weird because it's like they're supposed to have this like relationship previously that we didn't see in between, or even before, because doesn't he know who he is at the end of the first movie? Venom and they know each other. He says some shit like, we're the same, I guess, because Venom's dad was mean. Brock's dad was mean or some shit, and that makes them similar. And he's like, I just wanted us to be friends. I think that could have been done better if we really did, like, if you actually saw like some scenes of them in real life together before he got caught. But they just throw you into this, in the middle of this story, and they're not even doing that part right, so fuck the backstory. But yeah, then as Tom Hardy's leaving, Woody Harrelson fucking bites him. And he's got this really great delivery where he like tastes the symbiote and he's like, Eddie? And he's like, what do you have inside you or some shit? Or he's like, no, he's like, I've tasted blood before. And yeah, then after that there's more shit in the apartment where Brock and Venom are like arguing with each other and shit. Oh yeah, and there's another running joke with these chickens that they have. Because he has to eat chickens to survive, Venom does, because he won't let him eat people. Because that is so fucked up, dude. How does Spider-Man die by jumping off a building? Wrongly convicted or some shit. I had it muted when I gasped. There's all this like, that was fucked up. I don't know how to put it, like criminal like understanding and shit. That's like, I think it's something that you really see in real life nowadays, especially. So it's kind of interesting, like how far left this movie leans. Unfortunately, I don't like to put it in political terms like that, but that's what they're doing. They're putting their fucking politics in a fucking Venom movie. But anyway. So yeah, they argue with each other, and he fucking just separates, Venom does. And apparently he can like just infect other random people. Which I've seen that's something that like they go really ham with in the third one, him like just infecting all different kinds of creatures and shit. But and then he fucks up his motorcycle and shit, just fucked up. Oh yeah, and before that they had this scene with Michelle Williams where so stupid, dude. She tries to make him jealous. You can tell this was written by a woman. But she's like trying to convince him, or trying to make him jealous by saying she's like engaged. And he's just like, they have no chemistry, so it doesn't make any sense why. It makes sense that he would like not give a fuck, but Venom's like, he has one funny part where he's like, stop crying, she'll love that. But and then she's like with this other guy, Dan. I see this a lot too in other movies, in superhero movies, where it's like the main character's relationship, the only way it can go is like her like being with another dude. Trying to win her back or work together with all three of them. It's so weird, dude. But anyway. Oh yeah, and then like after that scene, like Tom Hardy's like fucking on, you see him riding his bike in the rain and he's crying and shit. A little bitch over her. And he lashes out at Venom. He's like, we'll take that because we're hurting. It's just so like bitchy, I don't know. Yeah, so later on when they're arguing with each other, like I said, he's like infecting random people, and he like sticks a middle finger out. It's so stupid. As he leaves. And then after that, it's probably the best sequence in the movie where Carnage comes out. So they're like they're about to lethal inject Woody Harrelson, And it's funny because they're like, wait, any last words? And he looks at the people and he's like, enjoy the show. I thought that was funny. And then they give him the shit, and then like he starts shaking and the red like starts coming out of him. And then he does say a stupid line. He's like, something this wicked, this way comes. I forget how he sounds, Carnage, but yeah, it's pretty sick because he kind of explodes, and there's like, you can't see anything, there's like smoke. And yeah, this movie also, like the first one, looks a lot better in a theater because it's darker. But yeah, all you see is the front entrance of the chamber. It's not really a gas chamber, but I guess a lethal injection chamber. And it's all like, has black smoke, and you see like people, the guards or whatever, getting like sucked in and shit. And I think it's the warden. He's like the one looking, and there's like that, oh shit, and he's like the anticipation of him like coming out. You finally see Carnage, and he like screams into the camera, which is pretty cool. Oh, and then yeah, it's they sound the alarm, and I love seeing that when like the symbiotes get hurt, and they're like, and all the like, you know, little fabrics of their suits start fucking up. And then yeah, he basically goes into the general population. He starts letting out inmates and fucking up guards and shit. There's one really cool part where he like grabs a guard, and the guard's like, I have a family, and he like opens his mouth and like just eats his head. It was cool. And so I watched this twice, and then once in the theater. And I might have watched it once when I got the Blu-rays total, but I don't really remember that much. But yeah, the first time I watched it at home recently, I think the first time I watched it in the theater, I thought the tornado thing was a little cooler than what it was in this one. It reminds me of like The Mask or some shit, which is kind of fitting, I guess. But it's cool because like he makes this tornado, and like the warden gets sucked up in there, and there's a cool part where like the symbiote separates and you can see Woody Harrelson, and he's like, any last word, warden? That's the second use of, or third use of any last words, that line in this movie. And I also thought it looked better than it does in the first movie when they like show the guy inside, show their face. I think it looked better with Carnage there in that shot. But yeah, it's cool. When he escapes, you get to, Woody Harrelson gets to deliver some Woody Harrelson type shit. Like, oh the hell, warden, or whatever. And he sings like this stupid song. And there's some other like stupid scenes of him like beating up a fucking convenience store clerk. Oh no, okay. And then yeah, you see him like he steals this red car, and the Carnage has like a cringy line. He's like, let's get this party started. So dumb. And then they have a cool scene where they talk to each other for the first time. Well, it's not really cool, but it's cool how they do it because he's like looking in the rearview mirror, and he kind of sees Carnage, and they agree to help each other because he wants to kill Venom. He only calls him father once. I remember that being cool. Son. But he just says he wants to kill Venom, and Woody's like, I need you to help me with something I need. And it's like, oh gosh. And then yeah, he goes to this convenience store and he beats up this clerk. And he has another cringy line. Got any of them internets? And he goes online to like find where the chick is being hidden, I guess. It was that easy. And he breaks into the fucking Ravencroft and kills the mean British lady. Oh yeah, I feel like this movie's way too like British centric with like the writer's British, the chick that plays Shriek is English, and is it Andy Serkis also? Or is he from Zealand? Whatever, there's some kind of connection there. And Tom Hardy's English too, or whatever the fuck. But yeah, he fucking breaks in there, and there's like a cringy shot of them kissing each other and shit. But she has this annoying line where she's like, what is the car? It's oh yeah, she says like 66, my dream car. And Woody Harrelson's like, yeah, I remember. He just like, he starts acting really fucking goofy when he's around here. It's just like, I guess that's how like she thinks of men, the writer. They just start simping for this one-eyed dreadlock chick. But yeah, she's like hooting and hollering, and it's really cringy. But then they got like fucking helicopters and shit like shooting at him, and it's pretty cool because then he has to like transform into Carnage and fight them off. But then yeah, he's getting fucked up, and she like tries to help him by doing her scream and shit. And it fucks up Carnage, of course. But there's a really cool shot where like he's like in front of the moon, and then like the screaming like made the helicopter like fuck up and fly, like crash behind him, which is really cool. And then he turns back and he's like, if she does that again, I'm gonna kill her, or whatever the fuck. And then he's like, oh, he's sensitive to sound. I don't know, he just sounds so like weird after like they get together. He just becomes Carnage's bitch and her bitch. And then yeah, basically, so Carnage, Shriek, and Woody like make a pact to like kill everyone that hurt them. But they make Carnage say this cringy line where he's like, it's gonna be a red wedding, because he's gonna like bring them all to a church or whatever. But it's like, why the fuck? Stupid ass reference, dude. It's like, the script is so bad, and it's just not good. But yeah, so him escaping that basically like brings that cop and Venom together. Tom Hardy together. And I forget how he's like, he starts questioning him. He brings him in for questioning, and he starts to like ask him questions about the symbiote and shit. And he's like, I guess like and I guess he's like kind of tying like him to like these crimes or some shit in a way. And so he has to call what's her face, Michelle Williams, for help, of course. And she has to like go to find Venom. And he's like in the Chinese lady's place. It's kind of funny that he like infects her. But he like has to like, she like has to convince him to like help Betty and shit. oh yeah, I skipped talking about all the part where Venom, like I said, goes to the gay nightclub and shit. And he meets that weird ass rapper, and he gets on the mic and starts talking about how like he doesn't need Eddie anymore or some shit. So no. And then yeah, so Carnage like goes to like, and it's weird because he's like trying to capture the cop for Shriek, and he's like, Shriek will be so pleased. But like he doesn't give a fuck about her, and he's like knows that she's like a threat to him, so why does he like, I guess I get why he would capture him, because he told Woody that he would do it, but like I don't know, because like they kind of contradict themselves, because later on they like say that like Woody and Carnage aren't symbiotic, even though in the comics it's like the reverse. They're more in sync than Eddie and Venom are, because when Cletus talks through Carnage, he's like basically just saying what he thinks, not like they're not two separate voices basically, or whatever. But yeah, him saying Shriek will be so pleased, he should have split and had Woody say that to have it make sense in the movie. But and then she goes and fucking tries to find Michelle Williams, and she like kidnaps Dan and shit. He steals her fucking engagement ring or some shit. I was like, damn, even in this movie they had the black person stealing. And she has a cringy line where she puts Dan in the trunk and he's like, you'll never get away with this. Of course they make him like a little bitchy, like effeminate man too. And her cringy line's like, Peeps tried that already, botched it. But anyway, it all leads up to this final battle in the church, which has some cool moments, but like in a totality, it's like not anything great. But it starts off because like, oh yeah, so when Eddie meets back up with Venom, when she brings them together, he like has to apologize to Venom as if he was a lover. And they hit that point home because he's like kind of facing Michelle Williams while he says that. And then by the time they get to the church, they're still not like, they're connected, but he's not like cooperating with Eddie basically. And one of the only parts that I like Tom Hardy in, he's like, I'm feeling super vulnerable right now. I just like his delivery. Sometimes his delivery in these movies is like really weird and interesting. And he tells him, you know, he'll let him eat whoever he wants to eat or whatever the fuck. And he's like, alright, cool. And then he transforms, which is a nice little intro to the fight. Oh yeah, because they get there first and they're like about to get married or some shit. So stupid. And then yeah, they start fighting, and then she fucking tries to help again and scream, and it makes Carnage slap her. And he's like, what do you say? Yeah, he slaps her, and then he's like, I forget what he says. He's like, tell that bitch to be quiet. And Woody has to be like, our wife knows what she's doing. And then she tries to like blow up to Carnage, and he's like, who you talking to? And it's like, what the fuck, dude? He would have like turned his hand into a fucking scythe and cut her head off. I thought they were gonna try and make Shriek into Scream, which I'm glad they didn't do that. I thought they were gonna combine those characters. I'm surprised like we never really got like separation anxiety. Like that would be easier to translate. This movie should have been the first movie, and then you could have had separation anxiety like second or third. I feel like a third movie is kind of pointless, but I guess we'll see. Anyway. At a certain point, Dan helps them. He's like, he has a cringy line where earlier in the movie, she tells him that like fire and sound is what hurts the symbiotes, and he has like a fucking, I don't know, gasoline and a match or some shit. What does he have? But he basically like pours it down on Carnage. And he's like, fire and sound without the sound. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And then at a certain point when they're fighting, the bell starts tolling, and it's cool because they can only fight in between, as like the symbiotes, in between the bell tolling and shit. So Woody and Tom Hardy like fight each other for real. And then this is when Woody gives this fucking cringy backstory. It was like, you printed that story, but you didn't print the whole thing. How fucking grandma and mommy and daddy fucking ran a train on me and shit. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What is this backstory? Why are they like... What is this supposed to make you feel about this character? Is this character supposed to be the good guy? What the fuck, dude? It's just so stupid and cringe, man. I can't believe it. Maybe that's what they said in the comics. I don't fucking know, dude. I didn't see that in the wiki, but that just feels like some real, like, self-inserty shit. You know? Whatever. And then at a certain point, Carnage is gonna kill Michelle Williams. And then of course Shriek is like, baby, that's going too far, you can't kill her. And it causes Woody and Carnage to like, not like, you know, be able to coordinate. And that's when Eddie and Brock say, they're not symbiotic. Even though they're supposed to be more symbiotic. And then Lethal Protector line finally pays off because they're like crushed under some rubble. And I forget how they frame it, but they're like, they have to lift some shit off of them. And they're like, on 3. Or Lethal Protector on 3 or some shit. I thought that was okay, I guess. And then fucking Carnage says the line of the movie. He says, let there be carnage, finally. But yeah, I made a note how, like, especially earlier in the movie, like, Woody Harrelson would just fit the word carnage awkwardly into his lines. I mean, he didn't put him in there, but it's just like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Yeah, anyway, so Venom gets the upper hand, and that's when Carnage finally calls him father. He's like, father, one of us must die. And they should have made that more of an element of the plot, where like you could have had like, instead of having Eddie and Venom separate, he could have just been weakened by the fact that some of the symbiote was in Carnage, and like maybe Carnage didn't have enough of the symbiote, so he needed to kill Venom. Actually have a reason, you know, to do that. And then when he turns into Woody, he looks at Tom Hardy. Oh, and he's got like the hat, the Venom hat, the Venom mask off too, basically. It actually it looks better in this shot too, and in this movie. I wish they could have had more of the movie like that, but of course it's some dirt cheap shit. But Woody's like, I just wanted a friend, and Venom's like, fuck this guy, and then they eat his head off, which is pretty funny. And then yeah, they kind of have to run off, like fucking the Dark Knight, or the cops are coming. But they're the heroes, but they're gonna get framed for it or some shit or whatever the fuck, and they're gonna be on the run. But Venom has kind of a funny line where he's like, well, first Eddie's like, take care of yourself, Michelle Williams. And then Venom's like, take care of yourself too, Dan. Even though we didn't need you, we totally didn't need you. And then yeah, it shows them like on vacation or some shit. They're on a beach, and I didn't notice it right near the beach. I didn't notice it, but his Tom Hardy's feet have like the symbiote on it because he's like trying to feel the same, I guess, which is pretty cool. And they just talk about going on a trip or some shit. I don't know. There isn't really much of a sequel bait there, but there's after credit scenes, of course, in the and then yeah, they finally do the Spider-Man crossover in the after credits where they're like in their hotel room, and he's like, Venom's like, I have knowledge of different universes that would crush your tiny little brain or whatever the fuck. And he's like, he doesn't want it. He's like, don't keep anything from me or whatever about this shit. He's like, I'll show you just a fraction. And then when he does it, it like teleports them basically to the MCU, to 616. I guess that's what they call the MCU, right? Even though it's also the comics, which is stupid, the main comics now. And he's in this hotel room, and he sees, it's cool because you hear J.K. Simmons talking about Spider-Man and shit. And then yeah, they like go up to the TV, and I was like, who was that? And then he like, it's weird because they go up to the TV and you see like Tom Holland Spider-Man there. It's when he gets, I guess it's when he gets revealed at the end of Far From Home. But and it's weird because Venom fucking licks it. He's like, what the fuck, dude? Okay. Yeah, I think at the end of No Way Home they pay that off where like they just teleport back home. It's so stupid. But supposedly maybe they'll like teleport him back again for Secret Wars. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, this movie, you know, I'm a comic book fan and I've loved these characters for a long time, so it doesn't take much for me to like be, well, at least we got this like 2 minutes of faithfulness to the character, and you know, here and there. But yeah, for the most part, the movie kind of sucks. And like I said, it should have been the first movie, or seeds of it. Half of it should have been in the first movie, and then they could have gone from there. But yeah, so when the new one came out, Last Dance, it got somewhat mixed reviews, mostly bad, but like, I figured I would generally probably like it, at least the first time I saw it, kind of like I did with these movies. So, we'll see. I haven't watched it yet, but that'll be next. That's that. This game is fucking hard. You get killed by the Barneys in the Simpsons game.